Sushil Choksey is now joining us on the phone line. Sushil, can you just tell us that what's happening with Reliance after the new plan? Why that optimism?
Good morning, Pankaj. Thanks for having me on the show. I think 31st evening, Chairman Mukesh Ambani updated the Reliance Jio subscriber number. I think the street was not estimating that they would retain more than 40, and optimistic guys were around 50% subscriber numbers they would retain under the prime offer what they had cited with 100 rupees subscription. So based on the number, what we can see at 7.72 million, and possibly in 15 days they may have another further incremental of 25%. So I think looking at the number, people are a little surprised of the retention of customers compared to the original number what they declared. So this would lead to mean Reliance has a potential to end up with a revenue of somewhere 30,000 crore, assuming that 3,000 rupees per customer is the ARPU for the annualized basis. So this is a good news not only for Reliance Jio, but anybody and everybody who's connected to Jio and the digital platform where their content is being provided or they're able to do some kind of services. So it's the Jio family as associates or any of these basically digital businesses likely to have a big draw in basically between Reliance Jio and all the competitors put together.
Right. In terms of Jio, the point that you made of 30,000 revenue which they can have, do you think they will still be closer to Bharti in terms of EBITDA? What's the EBITDA do you think they'll make at 303 rupees per month?
I think EBITDA right now may be a difficult challenge because it's the first year of operation. I think one should watch out for first 2 quarters before we come out with a sustainable EBITDA. The desired EBITDA level which Reliance is working is in next 24 to 36 months is at 50% level. I suppose that would be possible once they reach a revenue of 50 to 60,000 crores.
Right. And when this number in terms of subscriber that you're saying goes to, 100 million, goes to 10 crores plus, you think the EBITDA margins would increase or be higher than what the initial estimates are?
I think based on the current subscriber number itself, second half would show a positive trend compared to the street estimate where EBITDA margins are concerned.
Right. Let's talk about the stock then as a whole. At 1,372, what do you think Reliance is factoring in?
Pankaj, as earlier, maybe in 25 to 30 appearances in last 12 to 24 months, assuming Jio and the petrochemical and core businesses where they are, I'm quite sure the petrochemical core business well supported by Jio now, has a potential to be 1,700 by this December to March. That is in the current financial year, which has just commenced. Today is the first trading day. And maybe by the next year, that is following 12 months, by December 18, we can be a 2,000 rupees stock. This is my personal assumption based on work what I carried out, and I've invested for most of my retail and wholesale investors.
Right. Just wanted to understand that for Reliance Industries, these 4-5% move really doesn't matter because it's a big stock and it's still an underowned stock. So if just people go from underweight to neutral, this stock can re-rate?
I think it's a cumulative effect of underperformance for so many years, 7-8 years. So what you're seeing possibly after Jio's announcement, which happened roughly around February 20th. So the impact of last 45 days is purely just catching up on the telecom valuation, which is being ignored in the stock price. So my assumption is that 400 rupees a stock may be a desired value which people will start factoring in by December.
Right. What happens, when you have such a big stock, which is not a part of a big fund or if big funds are underweight, and when the stock is rallying, do big funds have to go overweight or neutral on this name?
I think you may find a lot of large overseas funds getting drawn in. And second thing, people will also start rating Reliance as a consumer part business between Jio and retail. And maybe there is a DMart impact. There is impact of this telecom consolidation with core business doing well. I think the PE and the EBITDA, EV to EBITDA may change, and that is what I'm assuming that based on gross block, which is more or less anticipated to be somewhere in the vicinity of 6 lakh crores in the near future, the market cap can be in the vicinity of that.
Right. In terms of Reliance, now that most of its ventures are starting to give it sales or profitability, do you think free cash flow would also be higher, which means higher dividends or higher shareholder payouts can be expected?
Yeah, so the enterprise value which I suggested, my personal take is that as core businesses as well as Jio starts throwing out cash, the burnout will reduce. So the net debt, which is in the vicinity of 105 crores as of last quarter, we don't have the number for March 17. But if the burnout is not much, maybe from the second half and the next year, you will find the net debt getting lower towards 50,000, or maybe even lower in a period of next 2 years. So that would start showing the reflection in the marketplace.
Right. Sushil, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Reliance is up 4%, and Sushil saying that it can be one of the best stock this year. It can go to the level of 2,000 if somebody invests and holds into this name.